is what the government is collecting. And you realize that when we're talking about not only the census, okay, which is the demographic information that the government already collects,
yes,
that now they're going to collect psychometric information. Okay, psychometric information includes psychological information, information on attitudes, values, dispositions of people, and this is going to be used as the census. We have documents that state that all of this information that is being collected on the local level, in your local school, on your children, on your families, is being sent to the federal government. And they are creating psychometric dossiers on every person in the United States.
Psychometric.
Pennsylvania was a model.
What's that?
Pennsylvania was a model.
Pennsylvania was the model. Psychometric.
Psychometric. That means, again, oh, and it also includes biometric information, okay? Fingerprints, iris scans, DNA sequences, all of this is included on a file. And I want to get into this a little bit later. Grants that we have secured from the Pennsylvania Department of Ed and the National Center of Education Statistics. This is the big department in our federal government, in the Department of Ed, that collects all the data on all of our children and families. It's the Department of Education that has created this census. Okay, it's not the Department of Welfare, it's not anywhere else, it's not the Department of Interior, it's the Department of Education that has the contracts to collect information in every state. The contracts are called State Longitudinal Data Systems. And actually, this past Christmas, I gave a gift to the nation. I gave them each the link to their longitudinal data system that shows them how their state created a unique ID. And in Pennsylvania, when we were the model for this particular aspect of data collection, they said that this was a unique national ID that we have created in the Department of Education for every person in the United States. P, which means prenatal, okay?
Nice.
Through retirement, birth to workplace. So
with people simultaneously saying 75 years is enough. After that, you just need to.
Right.
This is so reminiscent of Pat McGowan's Prisoner series. I mean, before long, people will be brought before a court and they'll be charged with being unmutual. I mean, this goes back to this model that he set up. What a visionary! I mean, he's right in there with Ray Bradbury as far as peering into the future. This is just who decided this was a good idea? I mean,
this is actually brutal because a lot of people will say to me, Anita, you know what? The government collects a lot of information. Who cares? They have it anyway, right? But this system, like you say, is a decision-making model.
You bet.
Right? So it's a total quality management system of accountability. Okay? So what that means is if your child doesn't pass the test in the 3rd grade, they will not move on. In the 8th grade, the government will decide your career. Okay? It's called a career pathway. And if you don't meet the government objectives in these tests, you will not graduate from high school.
And then what becomes of you if you don't graduate from high school?
Well, that's a good question. What happens if you don't graduate? You will stay there until you meet the objectives.
You will stay there.
You will not get a diploma. You will not graduate. You will not do anything. You will not get a job. This whole entire agenda was laid out in 1992 in the Department of Labor. It was called the SCANS, the Secretary's Commission for Achieving Necessary Skills. I have the book. I'll show it to you. This is it.
Learning a Living, a Blueprint for High Performance, a scans report for America 2000. And that's the Secretary's Commission on Achieving Necessary Skills, U.S. Department of Labor, April 1992.
That's it.
Sick.
1992, they laid out a plan that said every child had to meet specific criteria. Okay, they also laid out the plan that this whole entire agenda was put in place for business, okay? And they also created, and I have to find this for you because it's just so important.
That's okay.
They created, this is good because I can show you this stuff.
I love it.
This is the resume.
Hypothetical resume.
It's a hypothetical resume from the Department of Labor. And if you look, let's see, you see over here these proficiency levels?
Yeah, I was looking right at it. Yeah.
Okay, and they have interpersonal skills. Here they are over here.
Yes.
Interpersonal skills with a proficiency level. Then down here, they have all the personal qualities. Let's look at them. Responsibility, self-esteem, sociability, self-management, integrity, and honesty. With ratings and proficiency levels. This is from the Department of Labor, and this is your prototype. Okay? Think about when you have a standard that is in the affective domain. Remember, affective domain is attitudes, values, and dispositions.
Okay.
So the first question you have to ask yourself, how do you measure honesty? How much is too much and how much is not enough in order to graduate? Okay. How do you score it? Who is creating the standard for honesty and integrity? How do you score honesty? How do you score interpersonal skills?
Dostoevsky wrote a book one time about a man who always told the truth. The title of the book is The Idiot.
The Idiot.
And the bottom line was that about the only place for a saint is a sanatorium.
Yeah. Well, and okay, the third thing you have to think about is what are they doing with the information when they get it?
Yeah.
Okay. The next part, how do you remediate my child?
Ugh.